Hello, my name is James Lopez, and this is the second video of two for data mining Python programs. And this is based on the question that was asked on Stack Overflow. And this is the URL to it right here. And the question was based on, so this is the raw text file. Based on this text file, uh, they needed a start key and then the end key with the data in between, but they were having problems processing the whole file. So there's a solution on the web page, and I just decided to write my own based on the question and the problem. And it's a little bit different than one that I have on there. And the first program I wrote, if you haven't had a chance to go over it, this is the URL right here. I would recommend going to that one. This is the second one, which is a little bit different than the first. Now, this is the same as the first, and there's no difference here. It's getting the date at the end of the file, and then the path and the name of the file. That's just straightforward stuff. The sum. The difference here is that this has one for loop. The other one has two. The first one goes through the file based on the first set of end key, start key and end key, one at a time. And this is how it writes it right here. So if you see, it goes one, and start key one, end key one, start key one, end key one, start key one, and then it goes to the second set. So it does all the first set. That it goes through the file 330 times, three times. Whereas this one is the second one. It goes through the file just like it was written here. So it reads this, and it gives you this information right here, which is a little bit, no, that's the exception key, excuse me. It goes through here. So that one, let me see, here it goes. So this is start key one, end key one, start key two, end key two, start key three, and then it starts again, over again here. And the program actually, so let's look at what it's doing. So what it does, it goes, let's go to the top here, because I already ran it. So it starts as, oh, we found the start key. This is the data in between. This is the end key. Oh, we found another start key, which is two, the data in between, and then end key two. And then start key three, the data in between, and then end key three, and then it starts all over again. Start key one, because that's the way it is in the actual file. It has 1, 1 here, 2, 2, 3, 3, and then it starts back over at 1. So that's what that does, and that's how you get the results here. Now let's go back to the, so it does it until the end of file. So let's go down to the bottom. And what I did was I have a counter. This is the actual counter up here. So what I do was I went ahead and count it first before I run the program. And that's the same thing with the sum. And what happens is when you look at it here, excuse me, let me pull that back up. You look at it here, these are the start key ones are 11 times, start key 2 is 11 times, start key 3 is 11 times, for a total of 33. And then on the end keys, end key 1 is 11 times, end key 2 is 11 times, and end key 3 is 11 times, for a total of 33. So that means that start keys and end keys match all the way. This is capturing the counter at the top. This is the ones processed. The data in between is kind of straightforward. It's 132, and then this is a sum, which is again here. This is a sum, and then this is what it was processed. So let's go to the program, and this is just setting up the variables, right? And then setting up the right keys. So you got the read keys, write keys. This is some. These are the counters, and these are the start keys. So start key 1, start key 2, start key 3. End key 1, end key 2, end key 3. And these are the actual unique words in the actual text file, the read file. And this is setting the counters to 0. And then this actual start key. So what I'll do is it goes start key 1. It'll add. Then I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next one until the end of file. And then that's how you get these right here. Then, this is straightforward. Opening the file, creates it if it doesn't exist, and truncates it. Since I'm running a bunch of times, I truncate it. It's real useful. And then then I'm opening to append. So this is the right file. So I'm opening it. So I'm opening the right file, truncating it, and then I'm closing, and then I'm opening it up to append. And then this is the business part of the program. So let's go through this real quick. So here are the keys. I don't do the end keys. All I need is the start key. Because if it's a start key, I'm already looking for the end key. So for example, if it's start 1 is in line, right, which would be start key 1 right here. I know it's going to be end key, so I don't have to bring that in because it's intuitive. So start key 1 equals to the variable start key 1 here, which is here, right? And the reason why I set it to S1 E1 is because regardless of what start key it is, it's always going to be S1 E1 here when I'm doing the if statement. So like the first program, if I found a start key, if the start key 0, and if it is S1 is in the line, in other words, a start key, then run it. Then I'm setting it to 1 because I'm not going to go back in here again. And it'll go to the top. It'll grab the next record, and then it'll say, okay, it's greater than 1, greater than equal to 1. And then if it's not equal to 0, because what we're doing is we're saying, hey, we found the set, so we're setting it to 1. So it's not equal to 0. I can say equals 1. So just like this one, it's not equal to 0. So I'm writing it. So I'm saying if E1, in other words, E1, which is up here, which is the end key 1, if the end key 1 is in the line, write the end key 1. If not, did I find another start key? In other words, there was a problem that we didn't find the end key and we found another start key. So this is the exception here, right? And then it'll continue going to the top. Else, it's got to be in between data. So this is in between data. So it'll just go through here to the end of file. Start key, okay, found. Then it'll go back and say, okay, is it the end key? No. Is there another start key? No. And then it'll go down to here. It'll say, oh, it's a data key. So it'll just keep cycling through to the end of file. Then we close the file and we close the write file, close the read file and the write file. And this is just a print statement. I do this to all my programs to see if it runs. Because if I see something that doesn't match in the program, I go look at the data. Since it's a small data set, it's easy to find. But if it's a larger one, it might be a little bit difficult. So you would have to, which is good. I have all my print statements, so I'll try to find out where it errored out. And for example, let me give you, I'm not going to run the exceptions. So let's go ahead and do this right here. So this is the actual read file. And this has an exception in it. So it has a start key 1, end key 1, start key 2, end key 2, start key 3. We got the data, but no end key. And then it goes into start key 1. And then what happens is that it'll start again, the data, then the end key. So this is missing here. It's missing a end key. There's no matching end key to that. So let's go over here. So 1 and 1, 4. So here goes another one. Start key 2, end key 2. Right? And then there's a start key, end key 3. but no start. The other one didn't have an end. This doesn't have a start. So this is another exception here. And then, so I have a little file over here that'll, I have an exemption in here. Let's see where, so this is so instead of reading this one, read this one, which is the exempt, and then you write it, and then you run it again. Now, I'm not going to do that now. You can do that with the file. You'll have all this download, and we'll have the Python program. So what you'll have is the download I included. You'll have the Python program, the read file, and then you'll have a copy of the write files with the data on it. So you'll see that like this. So this is the actual Python program. This is the read keys. This is the read key exceptions. And since I've been running it a while, these are different write keys. You're not going to get all these. I'll just leave one in there because all you need is one. But here goes, so you can run it both with the read key with no exception in it, and then the one with the exception. That way you can see how it runs. And then this is the whole Python program. So I have this all available on the actual video. If you have any questions or comments, leave me some information so I can, go over, what you submitted and see if I can enhance it and share the video. And anyway, thank you. Bye.